Awards nights are often joyous and memorable. But what if a shameful act was witnessed before the stage where the awarding happens? Yeah, it will still be memorable, but not because of the event, but because of a scandal. And this is not just a myth, something like this has really happened. And that is what I'm going to talk about in this video today. Let's get started. So let me tell you about this wild moment that happened at the 94th Academy Awards. It was supposed to be a celebration of the best and brightest in the film industry, a night of emotional acceptance speeches from famous personalities, but it turned out differently. Comedian Chris Rock was announcing the nominees for Best Documentary Feature and was performing a monologue from a teleprompter script. He made a joke about husband and wife Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz, who were both previous Oscar winners and received comparable nominations at the ceremony. Will Smith and his wife Jada Pinkett Smith were seated together near the front of the audience when Rock made a comment about Pinkett Smith's shaved head, comparing her to Demi Moore's look in the movie G.I. Jane. Rock continued to laugh, but then Smith silently walked across the stage and slapped Rock in the face before returning to his seat. Many people in the audience were startled and confused, with some assuming that it was a prearranged comedy. However, it quickly became clear that Smith's anger was genuine. Even Kevin Costner, who was waiting offstage to present an award, confirmed that the incident was real. The exchange between Smith and Rock caused quite a stir, and many people in the audience were waiting for some kind of official acknowledgement or response from the stage. But the show continued on as normal without any hosts, and Smith's expletives were censored during the live broadcast in many countries. This incident was definitely unexpected and caused quite a bit of controversy. Many people were surprised to see Smith lose his cool in such a public setting, especially since he had built a calm and positive public image over his 3-decade career. But he can't let it pass, according to him, because his wife is involved, who had been shaving her hair since 2021 due to alopecia areata. Alopecia areata, commonly known as spot baldness, is a condition in which hair is lost in some parts of the body, or worst case, all areas thereof. It often results in bald spots on the scalp, each about the size of a coin. After the incident, Smith returned to his seat and shouted profanity at Rock, who briefly responded, but completed his presentation without further interruption. Later that evening, Smith won Best Actor and apologized to the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences and other nominees, but not to Rock in his acceptance speech. The next day, he issued an apology to Rock and the Academy through social media. Smith resigned his Academy membership on April 1, facing a potential suspension or expulsion, and was banned from attending Academy events for 10 years, effective April 8. Live television broadcasts in the United States mostly muted the incident due to federal censorship laws. However, uncensored international footage went viral on social media. An excerpt from the Australian broadcast became one of the most viewed online videos in the first 24 hours. The incident received worldwide attention and largely overshadowed the rest of the ceremony. Meanwhile, Chris Rock recently brought up the incident during a live Netflix show called Selective Outrage, where he used the last few minutes to mock Will and Pinkett Smith. Rock joked that he now watches Smith's recent movie, Emancipation, just to see him get whooped, referencing the Civil War-era drama in which Smith plays an enslaved man who was forced to labor for the Confederacy. He also poked fun at Smith's tendency to do movies with his shirt off, saying, "You've never seen me do a movie with my shirt off. If I'm in a movie getting open heart surgery, I got on a sweater." The full set covered a range of topics, including cancel culture, the January 6 riot, abortion, and Rock's family. But he saved the mention of the slap for the very end, saying that he was not a victim in the situation, and that he took the hit like a champ, comparing himself to former boxing champion Manny Pacquiao. However, one of Chris Rock's jokes about Will Smith has been edited out on Netflix after he fumbled the punchline. The reason? He referenced the wrong movie in making his punchline against Will and Jada Smith. As I've mentioned earlier, he uttered Will's movie Emancipation. However, Rock's quip was intended to reference Smith's 2015 sports biopic, Concussion, in which the actor played a forensic pathologist who goes head-to-head with the NFL as he attempts to thwart their efforts to prevent his research into how chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, brain degeneration affects football players. Rock accidentally name-checked Smith's historical drama Emancipation, which was released this past December, instead of the intended reference to concussion. The joke fell flat, leaving the audience confused and prompting some backlash on social media. But the story doesn't end there. In a move that surprised some, the joke has since been edited out of the replay version of the special that is currently streaming on Netflix. This decision has sparked a debate among viewers about censorship, with some arguing that the joke was harmless and should have been left in. Despite the mix-up, Rock pressed on with his monologue, this time correctly naming the film. He went on to make a quip about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, who famously called for a boycott of the Oscars in 2016 due to the lack of diversity among the nominees. It's interesting to see how this incident has continued to stay relevant almost a year later, and how it's still being used as fodder for jokes and humor. Of course, it's worth noting that there are likely still some hurt feelings and tensions between Rock and Smith, despite Rock's claims that he's not a victim. It just goes to show that sometimes, even in Hollywood, conflicts and controversies can linger for a long time. As we've seen time and time again, it's not uncommon for celebrities to clash with one another in the public eye. Whether it's a disagreement over a creative project, a misunderstanding, or a personal spat like that of Will and Chris, these conflicts can quickly spiral out of control and lead to some serious drama. However, it's important to remember that celebrities are human beings just like the rest of us, and conflicts are a natural part of human interaction. The key is to handle these conflicts in a productive and respectful way, rather than allowing them to escalate and turn into a full-blown feud. One way to resolve conflicts between celebrities is to encourage open and honest communication. Instead of resorting to social media or the tabloids to air their grievances, stars should try to speak directly to one another and work towards finding a solution that works for everyone involved. What do you think about this topic? Do you agree with my concluding statement? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.